All right, day one update. Nothing flashy today. A lot of what we've done today is just city or eye contact. One game you can do is you can sit down and play it. You can also, my favorite version, walk around, city, and pay him for eye contact when he's near me or stop moving. He's looking at my hands, see? Then he looks up and we can pay him for paying attention. And right now we've got a mix of a couple leftover cat treats and these little bitty freeze-dried Instincts raw food that's a complete balanced diet so that he's not getting entirely snacks, but he's getting things that are higher value for him. And then we've been working on, I was fairly certain we'd worked on a place, but his is kind of iffy, so we basically just started at square one again just to make absolutely sure that he had the foundation, because if you miss the foundation and keep trying to move on, he's going to keep struggling more and more. So I would rather assume that all the dogs start at square one and go from there. So we've been working on a lure. And like I showed you before, it's stuck under my thumb with a flat hand so that he can't eat my fingers. He's very slow at it right now, and that's okay. You were on here a minute ago, so you can kind of see a little bit of the nerves going onto weird surfaces and stuff. You ready? You can do it. See? So he doesn't want to move, so we're going to pay in increments. City. So this is a mix between the fact that we're luring him and shaping the behavior, because we're also paying him for getting closer and closer to the right behavior. So somewhere in between those two techniques. City. So now I'm paying him because not only is he standing, but he's leaning his weight forward to get to it. Next goal is one paw. City. He moved a back foot, so I'll take it. Moved his back foot to support and get a little bit closer. And I'm taking these pieces and I'm breaking them in half. So these are itty bitty little pieces. And that's all most dogs need to start working, is we don't need giant amounts of food. He doesn't need to be full by the end of the training session. City. Ooh, we got 2 food. City. I'll double praise him there. Everything's about taking it at his pace. City. Tiny step forward, so I'll take it. City. So now he's leaning with both paws on the front. No back feet on yet. City. Paying him for the lean. Ask him to go a little further. City. I'm also trying to guide him over to the side because he is a long dog. So having him go straight up to the wall, a little bit harder, giving him the full length by going a little bit diagonal kind of helps him out. You got it. So you can see he's not going for my hand right now because he's not as motivated, because he doesn't want to get that back feet on. See? So sometimes you have to reward for the same step 3 or 4 times in a row until he's comfortable with that step. He's put all 4 of his feet on here. He's sat on it. He actually did it without. City. There we go. That's what he did before. City. Was he just got straight on and sat, and then after that decided to get weird about it a couple times. So that's okay. We work at his pace and not the other way around. City. I don't know what's going on in his brain. All I can do is read what he's showing me and respond accordingly, but I don't get to assume what's going on in his brain. We don't get to assume that they're trying to be difficult because they're not understanding something. City. Because he's not. He's just like, this is weird. Break. And we didn't ask him for a place, but I'm still going to add that break on the end just because he already knows the word. And then we can also work His sit's solid. That one he's got for sure. Down. He's got the down with some help. City. We can praise him again. City. For staying in it. Break. Good job, buddies. Good job. You can also work on luring next to me. City. I haven't decided which one should be on which side yet, so we're kind of working on both. I also, once you've actually seen the video, I should have texted you by then, but if not, I want to know which one, if there's a preference on which one goes on which side. For them, I don't think they should both be on the same side, because that is technically an option, but I think I'd rather have them one on each side. City. And that's the start of a heel, is just luring him next to me, paying him for being next to me, and following me on turns and turns. City. But the biggest one today has been working on that eye contact, because that is a great way to get him to bond. Dogs release oxytocin when they look at someone they love, the same way they do, the same way people do with other people. Or are we out of water? Yep, we're out of water. We gotta refill that for him. City. And if I can slightly manufacture that and build engagement in the process, that's what we're going to do, because I want him to want to make eye contact with you. So this is the same exercise I'm going to have you practice at home. City. And one of the awesome things about it is he never knows when it's going to come. So we've talked plenty about different rewards, and this is that same gambling. And just because it's been about a month or so since we've talked about it, I'm going to double check that I've resaid everything. So I promise, if this is something that you've heard before, I don't think you're stupid. I just forgot what we've explained. So there are two methods of reinforcement. One is continual reinforcement, where every single time, sit. Oh, the one time. Finn, sit. City, where one, every single time he gets reinforced, break. The other option, which is actually better for commands, because it makes them less likely to go extinct. So commands range from they do great at it to all the way to that behavior is just gone. That they don't pay, it doesn't pay them, so they don't want to do it. That's what you try to do when you want a dog to stop jumping, to stop getting on the couch. You want the behavior to go extinct. So to help avoid things like a sit and a down going extinct, we can make them more resistant to it by adding that variable reward system, where not every single time he does it is he going to get a reward. And sometimes we can do that based on, hey, I had to ask you 2 or 3 times before you actually got into the sit, so you're not actually going to get a reward, even though, yeah, you did just do it. That wasn't worth the money. That wasn't worth the reward. But it also makes it like gambling in his brain, where he has to do the action first to know whether or not he's going to get a reward. And we can vary when we give that, depending on how new a command is versus what distractions are going on and all of that. And it all plays into what and how and why we reward them. Then sit. City. Break. He's doing good. Yeah. Yeah. So that is pretty much what a lot of today is looking like, is simple repetitions of commands. We took a break from this one, so let's try this one again. City. Give us a little bit of a stretch for him to get all of his feet on there. We'll pay him for standing on it. Sitty. And again for getting into the sit. Break. What a good job. What a good job. What? Good job. Yeah. Yeah. Get the baby.